Hi everyone, welcome to Idaho Adventures. And today I'm doing something a little different. It's something that I really kind of wanted to do, more in-depth type interviews. So today I'm visiting Rob Burnett. He's the owner. He and his wife Allison own Embers by the Lake at Hauser Lake, Idaho, and Embers by the Green in Post Falls, Idaho, up by Highlands Golf Course. And I just wanted to share the interview with you. So please enjoy. Okay, so I'm here at Embers by the Lake on Hauser Lake, right? And I'm with Rob Burnett.
That's correct.
He and his wife Allison are owners of Embers by the Lake in Hauser, and also Embers by the Green up in Post Falls.
Correct.
By the Highlands Golf Course. Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you've got a busy one, and allowing me to talk to you today. First of all, please tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Oh, about me? That's
remember
boring.
you talked about how you were involved in the industry originally, and
Yeah, but so my wife and I met. 25 years ago in the restaurant industry, and we worked together, and then we decided to go to California, and we opened a restaurant there with a group of investors. And I don't think either one of us liked living down there very much. So
Nice.
we ended up headed back to Seattle, and I went to work for Cisco Foods for about 14 years. Transferred from Seattle to Portland, from Portland to here, and when we moved here, we bought a house on the lake and knew we never wanted to leave. And I was really never home. I traveled a lot for work, and I would always joke with my wife that we would buy this restaurant, and I would stay home with her and the kids all the time, and she usually had some choice words for me. And one day I got home from a trip, and she said, "That's enough. You're never here. You never see your family. Let's buy the restaurant across the lake," which is Embers. It started by Chris and Jane Hammonds, and they were friends of ours. And the very next morning after she said that to me, she ran into Jane Hammonds walking the lake, and I believe Jane was searching for a way to actually be retired, because they were already retired once and wanted to retire from the restaurant business. And my wife asked her if she would mind selling it to us, and here we are.
that is so cool.
Yeah.
And you guys bought it in 2018.
2018. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, have you always wanted to own a restaurant, or do you just wanted to own particularly this one?
Just this.
Yeah.
I mean, it made sense. We had a strong liking to wood fire pizza, and we thought that would be a great fit for us and our family, and it turns out it's phenomenal.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I know prior to becoming the new owners of Embers, the Embers by the Lake had quite a following.
Sure.
And I know from visiting here, we've been here, many times now. It still appears that that is still the case. You've got a great following, right?
We are very fortunate. Yeah, very fortunate.
And you got to get here early to get a table, right?
Some days, yes, some days that helps. Yeah.
And by the way, I know your summer hours.
Both places are Wednesday through Sunday, except for the lake is Thursday through Sunday in the winter. The green is Wednesday through Sunday
Okay,
all
all
year.
the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know we've talked about this before, that you kept a lot of things on the menu the same, but this has a real nice vibe to it. You kept most of that internally in here, right? Same.
Oh yeah.
And
We've just added.
yeah, that's what I was
all
going to say.
we've
So
done is add.
you just added stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk about your food, but first I'd like to talk to you. And I'm trying not to do this off a script, but I want to make sure I said this right. I'd like to talk to you about your staff of employees.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, no, you and I have talked about this before. Your staff, your team, they're absolutely exceptional.
Yes.
I mean, I know you agreed with that. They all seem so happy, so upbeat in both places, not just here.
Sure.
Not just when you're there. It's like that all the time. They all smile. They take care of you while you're here, and they all help each other too. I've noticed that too. It's not like, they all help each other. I remember our first time you came by our table and you made sure everything was okay. And I was just so impressed by that. And, to see the owner walking around, asking every table
if everything was okay. That's just, you don't see that all the time. So to make sure your customers are satisfied, I know that's a key point to you. And then on our first visit over at the Green, Andrew, your manager, he didn't know me from Adam. You know, he's like, you know, here's a customer. And he did the same thing. He walked to every table, making sure everyone was okay and taken care of. And you weren't even there. It was like, not like you were spying or anything. It was like he just was doing that. And it's remarkable. You know, how do you instill that into your people?
Well, it's a philosophy my wife and I have that we're just having a dinner party every night of the week that we're open. So it's no different having a dinner party at your restaurant than it is at your home. And that's what we teach and preach. We believe that if we treat everybody like gold, we will be treated like gold. And that's what the staff does. They treat us like gold, and they treat each other like gold, and all the guests are treated like gold, and in return we reap the benefits.
Well, you feel it when you're here.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah.
Lisa and I talked to several of your employees. A lot of them have been here for years.
Oh yeah.
And the restaurant business frequently, you know, has pretty high turnover.
Yeah.
How do you keep them? Is it just the treatment? Is it, you know, there's got to be something special here because the same people are here all the time.
Well, I don't think my wife and I think we're doing anything special. We treat them with kindness, love, respect. Everybody is genuine. The way you're treated by your server or anybody making pizza while you're here is no different than when you're not here. They're exactly the same people.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah, there's nothing fake or phony about anything we're doing.
Okay, let's talk about something besides your fabulous employees, your fabulous food.
Okay.
You specialize in wood-fired pizzas. You have 26 different choices on your menu last time I checked. Okay.
Probably pretty accurate. Yeah.
Pizza. I know there's the other little,
yeah.
You know, the deep dish and all that too, but for the wood-fired. Out of all of these, what are the top three? Do you know that off the top of your head?
Oh, for sure. Our number one seller all year is the Papa Special. That is sausage, pepperoni, salami, bacon, marinara, and our blend of mozzarella and provolone cheese. That is by far the number one over the entire year. But in the winter months, the deep dish pizza, the Ponderay pie, is the number one selling pizza.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more hearty, and I think in the summertime, people are not choosing to go that far over the edge in the hardiness, but it's still very popular in the summer. The number two pizza is that one varies, but it's the Wildwood, and let's see what else is up right there. I know that the Grand Islander is a very high mover, which is a Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah.
Essentially, the Wildwood.
That's what I had last time. Was
Right? I mean, they're all great.
And what's the one with the truffles on it?
Oh, so there's two. So there's a black truffle cheddar pizza that is sausage based, or excuse me, has sausage as a protein, and that is called the Truffleopagus, like Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street. And the Allison, my wife's name is Allison, Wonderland is the other with it's a blend of mushrooms and black truffle cheddar.
And that's kind of you told me a little story about that. You kind of surprised her with that?
I did. When we made the new menu, when that one made the menu, she thought it was called Alice in Wonderland. But when I printed them, I put Allison, and she said I made a typo. And I said, no, I didn't make a typo. So,
I did that intentionally.
Yes.
I'm going to post the menu on there too, but I think Lisa and I have had probably 8 to 10 different, of your pizzas.
Sure.
And they're all delicious. What makes them so special? Is it the ingredients? Is it the sauce? Is it the cheese? Is it the quantity? I mean, what is it?
Well, definitely the ingredients. We are very particular about the ingredients that we purchase. Also, the way that we prepare them, we're very particular, but it's the ovens. The wood ovens are, they infuse a flavor that you just don't get in a normal deck oven pizza.
Yeah.
And it's also our dough. We are very, very particular about how we make the dough and how long we let it rise. The type of flour that we use, the type of yeast that we use.
So there is a little bit of finesse in there then.
Yeah. I mean, the dough is baking, and baking is usually an exact science. And we have to follow a very set out recipe
To make it
every
consistent.
day. Yeah.
Huh. Well, we usually split one pizza. I mean, that's enough usually for 2 people. And I think our favorite, I think our number one favorite would be half Papa Special, which you just mentioned, and then half going back to Cali. It's got the white sauce with the chicken, and that's what Lisa likes. And I mean, it's so good. And then she loves the salads, and she does a little take on salad. She changes it up a little bit. And you guys are always so good about making it exactly her way.
Sure.
And that's the other thing that I noticed is there doesn't ever seem to be an issue. It's like if something's wrong, you fix it.
Yeah.
If I didn't make that right, you get something, either it gets fixed or something extra. And I mean, you don't see that every day.
Well, it goes back to our philosophy. You're a guest in our house, essentially, our little cabin in the woods here, or our house on a golf course. And if you're the guest and you want something, we're going to do everything in our power to make it happen, because we want you to be happy. You're our guest.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, you mentioned your wood-fired pizza ovens. You have them in both locations, right? What company built these?
So we have 2 wood-fired pizza ovens here.
Oh, okay.
One's a Mugnani, which is an Italian pizza oven, and that is your traditional. It's been around since the Roman times. It's very, very tried and true. The other is a Forza Forni, and that's also an Italian company.
And which one is which, if we look in this background?
So this is the Mugnani here.
Okay, then that's your gluten-free.
We use that for gluten-free exclusively.
Okay.
All of our appetizers and all of our gluten-free pieces are cooked in there. We don't introduce flour into that oven ever.
Okay. And then the other one is the...
The other is a Forza Forni, and that deck actually rotates. It's a much bigger deck than your traditional pizza oven. And
what's the temperature in there? Is it
we
vary?
try to cook both ovens. We try to keep it right around the same, around a little more than 600 degrees. It varies. The busier we get, the harder it is to keep the temperature high. So there's a lot of babysitting involved with keeping the
Again, like you
the
said,
ovens going.
the preciseness of it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. In the wood you use, is that a special blend, or is it just something local? Where do you get it?
So we use usually just apple wood. We can use cherry wood as well, but we're in the Pacific Northwest, and apple trees are there are quite a few of them, a few hundred miles away.
Yeah.
So
it's plentiful.
It is very plentiful, yeah. And so we use quite a bit of apple wood throughout the year.
And you have a supplier for that?
I do. A gentleman brings it over from the Lake Chelan area.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's neat. Oh, and the smell, like I noticed when I first came up here, the smell of the wood burning, just smells so good, at least in my opinion. I think it adds to the atmosphere, and I think to your appetite while you're here.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that part of the whole experience?
Oh, for sure. The smell of the wood burning is something that I don't get to enjoy very often, because I think I permanently smell like a campfire. But it definitely is something that is unique to your wood fire restaurants.
Yeah.
And it's something you don't get at home unless you happen to be fortunate and have a wood fire pizza. I think I smell like I've been camping all year. Yeah.
And so you have 2 locations. You opened Embers by the Green about a year and a half ago? 2 years?
Yeah, it was. So we started here. Our first day of owning and operating was July 21st, 2018, and we opened Embers by the Green on July 22nd, 2021. Is that correct? 21 or 20? 21.
Yeah.
During a pandemic.
Yeah, and it's done well. Both places are doing well, even through the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
You guys had a crowd in both places.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
We are very, very fortunate.
Yeah. Big question.
Sure.
A lot of people have asked us that come and visit. We bring everybody here. It's like the view of the lake, the atmosphere, your service. But any plans for future growth, or you think 2's enough?
You never know. At one point we had 2 children, and we always knew we wanted a third, and now we have 3. I don't know if a third restaurant is in the works for us down the road or not. It just depends on the opportunity.
Okay.
So, it would be a welcome opportunity, but we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
As I was preparing for this, the one thing that I did was I went on Yelp, because I know how I feel about it. And you've probably been on Yelp. I know you guys follow Facebook, because I was one of your badge fans for a while.
Yeah.
And I went on to Yelp just to see what others were saying about your places. And most of the reviews, pretty much all of them were 5 stars. I don't know if you've been on that recently or not, but just some of the comments. Great service, unique, beautiful setting. The service and food was amazing. A great view of the lake. Of course, cornhole.
Oh yeah.
Yummy food. And here's the key. If you want to feel like you're at a big friends and families get together, and I think you've already touched on that, but Rob, that's it. It's when you come here, you feel like family. I mean, that's how I feel. And I mean, I've only known you for 3 short years that we've been coming here, but no matter where we are, you've always taken time out of your, whatever you're doing, to say hi, to talk. We've been sit down and talk even while business was going on, and it just feels like family's taking care of you.
Oh yeah, we are a big family here. I mean, I think we're at this point around 84 employees.
Really?
And we are very close with all of them. We treat them like family, they treat us family, and in turn, all of our guests are treated like family. I mean, you're taking time out of your day. There's a lot of choices you could make other than coming to Embers, and you're choosing to come here. We're appreciative. We are very, very happy that you're coming here.
So it doesn't matter which location you go to, you get treated the same way. The food is excellent. And both locations offer indoor and outdoor, right?
Correct, yes.
And I know at one point you talked about doing an enclosure like you do here at the lake. Is that happening in Post Falls, or is that going to come?
Not at this time.
Yeah, we're just curious because this is so nice when you have the enclosures up.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I know, what's the capacity? Are they both about the same?
This place is a little bit bigger because of the patio. Indoor dining is right around the same.
Okay.
I believe we're right around 80 people capacity.
That's a good size.
Yeah.
Yeah. And both locations have a good selection of wine. I know you do local beers. A lot of them are local, right?
Yeah.
Microbrew.
Yes. We try to. Oh, go ahead.
And also you have some hard seltzers, and I know you have soft drinks too. But do you pick the beers yourself? How do you make those choices?
Oh, my wife and I and some of our teammates, we try to support as many local breweries, and there's a local cidery that we support as well. We like businesses that match up with our same philosophy, and there's quite a few around the Coeur d'Alene, Spokane area that are mom and pop owned as well, and we love to support them.
Well, I mean, anytime you can support local, that's best for everybody. So there's a few more questions and then I'll let you go. Do you ever have special events? Can someone rent out your place, weddings, birthdays, corporate events? What are the requirements, and how would they discuss this with you? What's the best way to reach you? Do you do that?
Oh, we do. Okay. Yeah, we actually do quite a few. Being that we're closed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in the wintertime, we're a great place for Christmas parties, holiday parties, rehearsal dinners. This Sunday, I know we're having an early open, which we don't do any of these parties while we're open. We do them either before we're open or nights that we're closed. And we just have a minimum of 40 people just because we've got to bring our staff in, and it has to make sense for the staff to be able to come in and earn a wage.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
But we do quite a few private events, yes.
Well, that's cool. So I'm going to make some comments at the end, but is there anything you want to add to?
No, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to want to come and talk to us.
Well, no, it's like I said, it feels very comfortable when you come here. I've been always comfortable around you, and it's just I thought, man, here's an opportunity because I've been wanting to do something different with my videos. Is do more of this, more of the get into the workings of it.
Sure.
I hope to go and get on the cruise boats out the lake, but not just go on the boat. Go down and see what the engine is, and who does the maintenance and all that. So this was kind of the start, and because I feel comfortable with you, I thought, man, here's a good start. It's like we can play off each other. So
sure.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I just wanted to share the menus with you. They've got some nice appetizers, wings. The meatballs are excellent. They've got half and full salads. They've got a classic Caesar Greek salad. You can add chicken to it. Their pizza menu is just phenomenal. They've got, like I said, 26 different varieties of the wood-fired, like a flatbread type pizza, along with their deep dish pizzas. They offer gluten-free. And they also have a nice wine menu, reds, whites, some sangria. They've got soft drinks as well. They can make some Italian soda type drinks too. And then they've got a pretty nice selection of beer and hard seltzers. So come by and check it out.
So I interviewed Rob at the Embers at the lake, but I grabbed Lisa and we decided to come over to Embers by the Green in Post Falls. So we're having dinner, basically just appetizers. But we like these places.
Yes, very good.
We highly recommend either of the Embers. Embers by the Lake at Hauser Lake or Embers by the Green in Post Falls. Best pizza around. Either place are short drives from Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, Hayden, Rathdrum, or Post Falls. From our house to Embers at the lake is about 15 minutes, and the Post Falls location is about 5 minutes from our house. Come visit, enjoy, tell Rob or Allison that you saw this video on Ida H2O Adventures. I'll link the details below. Thanks again to Rob, Allison, and their great crew. Thanks for watching. Please like us. Please subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. And until our next adventure, bye!